I've got an idea for a kind of therapy for car people. You know, when you've had a bad day and you just need a little help from a car, essentially. You gotta do this. Just take it in. So I asked him if I could drive it. You know, normally I don't drive them, but I wanted to drive this car. Do you hear that? Goodness. That's a tight suspension system. That's what you want. You want as little body roll as you can get, and this thing is a legit stiffness on the suspension system. The bolsters on the seats are just I'm loving that. Oof. That was nothing. That is so easy. Third gear. I'm rolling at about 20 right now. Hear that? There's second gear. Golly, my gosh. That I did not have them on the floor. And that, I am so surprised at how fast the transmission shifts. Man, that is beautiful. That thing shifts fast. I didn't know these things were this fast, honestly. I mean, I know it's 485 horsepower and everything, but that's 60 right there. Do you hear how the exhaust is popping? That exhaust be popping. This is a bad car. I love this thing. I could get used to this. Hey everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. In today's video, we're going to take a look at this incredible 2018 Dodge Charger Scat Pack. This thing is ridiculous. And right now we are at Impex Auto Sales in Greensboro, North Carolina. And I would really recommend that you visit Impex Auto Sales on the internet machine. This ain't your mom's used car lot. Unless your mom owned a used car lot that carried 400 or 500 cars and sold like 300 a month. Is that not gorgeous? It's 485 horsepower. It's got Brembo brakes, and it's got enough torque to rip a house down, and it's got an amazing hood scoop, and it is just as sexy as can be. Dang, that looks good. The headlights and the badging and the way the rear view mirrors are the same color, and the door handles and that sexy little black spoiler in the back. Good Lord, this thing is hot. Here's the key. You can see on the left top, you've got unlock. Right is lock. The back side is trunk twice. Boom shakalaka. That's what happens. And then you've got the panic button there at the bottom. Now, you do have a removable little key right there, and you can see you can push that up, and then this key that's embedded inside the head of the key fob will come out. You're only really going to use that in the event of an emergency. So you could use that if the battery in the key fob died, at which point you would remove it, and then you would use it in the handle right there. You can just hit that, and it opens the trunk there for you. Nice big old trunk. The seats fold down so that you can have a lot more storage there. That's really nice. You've got 4 parking sensors there on the rear bumper. You can see that. That's what goes beep when you get too close to something. And then we can take that and pull it back down, and there's your backup camera. I love that signature Dodge, kind of the ribbon of red LED. God, you know when you come up on one of these things at night, man, that is just incredible. Brembo brakes. You've got the Eagle RSA And these are 245/45 ZR20. So they're 20-inch wheels, and the tires are not staggered, so they're the same width, both front and back, same size tires there, so you can rotate them. That's always convenient. Right now the doors are locked, so as long as I have the key fob on me, I can just go up to it. And you saw how quickly that happened. That's so cool how fast it unlocks. Power driver's seat, up, down, forward and back. There's lumbar, and it looks like you can move that around all kinds of different ways. I love the stitching there in the seat, and the seat bolsters. I was just driving it a little bit, and that is a really firm bolster in that seat. That is fantastic. Side bolsters are really nice and strong there. And then you've got the cross stitch look pattern to the material on the seat with your Scat Pack emblem there. Man, this thing still smells new. All the controls right there for your power windows, power door locks. The two front windows are the ones that are one-touch automatic. You can see that is listed right there. Then your mirror controls are here. So you just press left, then you move it up and down. Press right, move it up and down, left and right to control that. Your soft touch materials right there on the door with plenty of storage pockets there. And the back seat is actually surprisingly roomy for a sports car. This is a pretty good size. You've got two USB ports right there. That is really convenient, so you can charge your devices right there. You see there's a couple of little buttons right there, and that indicates that there is a child safety seat anchor point right there. So it looks like if you really needed to, you could get 3 child car seats back there. And what kid would not want to ride in a 485 Dodge Charger? So let's pop the hood on this baby and take a look at the heart of the beast. You can see that that is a functional hood scoop, and that's always good. I don't like fake hood scoops. They ain't got no use. Powered by SRT. And this is your 485 horsepower V8. You are going to want to use fully synthetic oil. You can see that right there. It says 0W40, and that's always important that you use the right motor oil for this. You got a gigantic tank for your coolant there. You see the pink tank right there. The fuel economy that you're going to see from this engine is going to be 15 miles per gallon in the city, 25 on a highway, with about 18 miles per gallon combined. With it having 485 horsepower, it seems like you would only want to use the highest grade of fuel for it. Now, as long as you have this key fob on your person, all you do is put your foot on the brake and mash the magic button right there, and watch this. High. Oh yeah. 6.4 liter V. You can see the LED headlights there. Man, that is just gorgeous. I love how the daytime running light wraps all the way around. That is such a cool look. And it actually looks kind of intimidating there. Now over here on the left side of the steering wheel, it's really cool because of how functional and how easy it is. And I love how the lights up here on the dash kind of tell you what you're doing down here on the steering wheel. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to press this upper arrow, and you can see up there in the top left, you see it says number 1, and it's got a couple of arrows. So I'm pressing that, and then so it can take you to screen setup is number 8. So it tells you how many different screens there are, and then it tells you what is within each screen. And that is a genius way of doing that. I love that. Let's go back down to performance, and then I'm going to press the right arrow. And then you've got all kinds of different settings for performance right there. That's a great way of doing that. Check out the G-forces if you're on track day. Peak G-forces, so that's right there. You can see somebody that was pushing it hard right there. And then lap timer, lap history. Man, you can get super detailed with this. Vehicle info, oil temperature, and now I'm pressing right. There's your oil pressure, oil life. It's got almost 100%, 98%. Battery voltage, that's pretty cool. Now, ooh, I like that one. Torque. So you really have the ability. That is sweet. Check that out. You can see your current horsepower. I just read the engine just a little bit. So I just use 80 some horsepower, I think, to read the engine like that. I think that's the number that came up. And then tire pressure. Man, that's awesome. Fuel economy. Pressing right. And I love the colors, and it's really, really sharp. You know, all the quality of graphics look like on this. They're really clean, really sharp. I like that. So now trip info. There's your mileage. That's how many miles is on the car. 8759 right now as we sit. So you can get really, really detailed stuff in this settings menu. That's so neat. And then screen setup. So I'm going to press the middle button. I'm going to press OK. You see the red light that corresponds with the selection that's there in the middle? So it says upper left, and then it shows red, center, gear, odometer, current gear, restore default. So that's pretty cool. So then you can press OK. See, it's in the upper right. So then I can press OK. And now I can select what I want that to display. You can see it was displaying the outside temperature, but then I can go to upper left, and I'd imagine you have kind of the same type of selections there. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I like that. How you can really specify what the corners of all of that say. Gear display, single or full. Oh, nice. So you can have a big letter. You see that it says P and for park, we're in park right now, or full, and that's your whole range of gears. That's pretty sweet. And then something that's kind of unique is there's no dial, there's no stalk right here. So I'm like reaching for stuff. I want to show you this stalk right here, but there's no stalk to show you. There's only this one big stalk that's right here. And so they have combined all in one, the wiper and all the turn signal and everything. You can see here I'm only going to press it up and just let it drop back down. So you're going to use that in the event that you need to just change lanes and you don't want to leave the stalk engaged all the way. Your center display, I love how simple it is. I love the setup of this center console because it's not focused on how many buttons you've got, but the function of the buttons so that you can focus on driving. So there's going to be sport, and you see a little green checkered flag on the dash whenever you hit that. Super track pack, that is going to be when you've got something to prove to everybody, and that's going to make it so it is just ridiculously feisty, using all systems in order to get you down and around the track as fast as possible. Park assist, off and on. Traction control, off and on. That's how you're going to mute the radio, screen off. And then you've got your climate system right here. It's really, really easy. So front and rear defrost, dual zone climate control, AC, recirculate, and then auto makes it work like the central air in your house. So if auto is enabled, then it's going to automatically maintain the temperature that you have it set at. And what's really cool is that as I was just doing that, you can see the screen right there pops up. You see it says 68, 69, 70. So it comes up and then it'll go off again. Now in the center of the dash is this screen that is so cool because it's easy to understand. It's easy to operate, and I love the minimalist way that Dodge has chosen to go with this. The screen is 8.4 inches and it is touch screen, and it's really kind of easy. You can see that you've got your temperatures in the top right and left corners. You've got all of your selections down here on the very bottom. Up on the top, radio. Outside it's 64 degrees right now and it's 746. So it's kind of easy. So that's going to be radio. Media, and that's if you've got different devices that you want to connect, obviously. You have Bluetooth, auxiliary, USB 1, USB 2. Climate, pretty self-explanatory. You can sync it right there so the temperatures match. And then, but what's really nice is that you've got this slide here, and then you can also tap it right there. That's pretty nice. You can see up on the top you have max AC, recirculate auto front and rear, and automatic is the function that I use the most. You can just press automatic and it's going to automatically maintain the cabin temperature at whatever temperature you have it set right here. And so it's going to maintain the fan speed, even the fan direction, and then you can sync it right there. And then this is going to be your apps, and so this is really cool. Dodge Performance Control, check out launch control right there. Activate launch control. You can set it at different RPMs all the way up to 3,300 it looks like. Drive mode setup, traction is normal, and then check that out. So this is within sport mode setup, and I can go engine, transmission, traction, steering. So I can go sport. So there's sport mode set up. Default, drive mode, launch control. So you can go to sport mode, and when you put it in sport mode, you can make it have these different feels in engine, the paddle shifters, traction control, and steering, so that it really allows you to customize all the different stuff. You can use the Wi-Fi hotspot within the car, projection manager that allows you to project the different phones right onto the screen of the car there. Paired phones, paired audio sources, I love that. Assist, so that's a Dodge operator. Activate services, this is where you can go and subscribe to stuff. And you know what's really cool? Vehicle user guide. I love this. Other than the fact that this is kind of eliminating people like me. Because if you know how to do all this stuff, then what do you need me for? So vehicle operation, and I really recommend going in and looking at this stuff when you first get the car. Going in and taking a look into vehicle operation and really understanding how everything works. Just start right from home and go to reference essentials, and then warning lights. What do they look like? What do they mean? Driving controls, comfort and convenience. God, that is just fantastic right there. This is your owner's manual, just right there. That is genius. So you can search. There's favorites, because you can customize things that you want to look for. Oh, look at that. Voice commands is always a thing that people have a kind of a sensitive point to, because they don't really understand how to work it. Well, right here in the vehicle, it's going to teach you how to work itself. So there's no excuse for you not knowing how to work all the features on your 485 horsepower beast. And there's your icons. My goodness, that's fantastic. Check out the camera. So active park view, backup camera guidelines. I love that. So you can put it in reverse, and then there's your camera. And so now you can see the guidelines. You can see there toward the vehicle itself is green, then yellow, then red, and that gives you a color-coded way of knowing, hey, you are about to hit something. So you can see I'm moving. There it is. See the warning right here on the dash. And so as I get closer, it beeps faster and faster. The whole screen transitions into the camera. That's big. I mean, that is a huge view, 8.4 inches. And I like how did you see how it delayed there for a little bit? Yeah, see that? Park view, backup camera, delay. So that when you put it in reverse, you're going back, you're doing your thing, and now I'm finished. Now I need to go back into drive and pull away. Look, it delays it right there. So that if you're moving forward for the purpose of moving back again to just kind of straighten up, that lets you watch from the driver's seat the whole process, so that if you need to see exactly where you are in conjunction to something, because you know it's sometimes helpful to be able to still see the backup camera even when you're moving forward if you're just trying to park. I like that. So there's your park volume, and I can hear that like in one of the back speakers. Hill start assist, that's a great feature. So if you're on a hill, it won't roll back. Mirrors and wipers. The headlights cut on automatically when the wipers are on. I like that. This is super customizable. Man, this thing is really right up my alley. And you can really get in here and really customize hundreds of different things in the vehicle to make it exactly the way you want it. Headlight off display. So if you're going inside, you can right now customize how long the headlights are on before they cut off. And check out the little small shifter. I like that. It fits easy into your hand. It's got the little boot right there, and of course you just push in, and at any speed you can just flip it over, and then you can gear it up and down manually. You can also then go over here and paddle shift up and down, so you can downshift on the left, and then you can upshift on the right. I gotta say, I really like what Dodge has done with the infotainment system. Number one, the touch sensitivity is really good. It responds quickly. It's intuitive. It doesn't use silly words that some other manufacturers use to try to sound fancy. It just tells you what it is, and it takes you there. The owner's manual is inside of there, and it also tells you tips and tricks, even with little pictures and little dots that you can highlight on the picture to see what is what. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of this interior because it is so simple, and I love simple. Okay, everybody, the sun is going down. It's a beautiful sunset, and that's going to wrap up our look at the 2018 Dodge Charger Scat Pack. I love the car. It's a beast. I look forward to bringing you a lot more videos from Impex. Like I said, this place is a pretty special place for the amount of cars that they have. And also, like I said, it's a family-owned operation. It's pretty cool. So check them out, impexautosales.com. I'll be sure to leave their website and contact information in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, hit that subscribe button and share this video if you have a Dodge fan in your life and you think they may enjoy it. Also, remember, the most important thing in the whole wide world: have a wonderful day, everybody.